And listen, if you think this castle is jaw-dropping from the exterior, just wait until you step inside. I mean, I was absolutely at a loss for words. Now, this is the original lobby from 1893, with the wood paneling ceiling adorned with countless chandeliers and a portrait of Governor Frontenac himself looming in the back. And couple that with that signature Fairmont scent that they pump through all the lobbies of their hotels, which I absolutely love. What an amazing start to celebrating my mom's birthday for this trip. We would check in, shoot up to the 6th floor, and this was our home for the next 48 hours. Oh, geez, this is huge. Wow.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Okay, I like it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, look, there's a central tower right there, too. Want to open it?
Oh, that's nice.
So this trip is for my mom's birthday. And yep, that right there, that is her waving from the top floor. And if you have followed my series on Canada's Grand Railway hotels to date, last year I took her to the Fort Garry in the city that I was born in Winnipeg. But this year, I had to bump her up from the 3-star hotel experience to the 5-star. And the Chateau Frontenac team absolutely delivered. I had no idea any of this was coming, but they brought up with what I interpreted as a Black Forest cake, a charcuterie board, some 100% Quebec maple syrup, the real stuff here. I'm not talking that fake Aunt Jemima stuff. And even some of the house-made honey that comes from the rooftop highs atop the central tower. I think it's pretty safe to say that this type of welcome really put a smile on my mom's face. Now, first things first, it was a bit of an early start, and with no plans of wasting the beautiful weather outside, Mom and I would head downstairs for a quick pick-me-up in the restaurant via 2 Americanos. And our bartender Sebastian right here was sharing a story with us that in the 25 years that he'd worked here, which is just shy of being longer than I've been alive, he'd served the great one, Wayne Gretzky, Celine Dion, and even John Bon Jovi in the exact same chairs that we were sitting. Now, hopefully, of course, they've cleaned them since then. I thought it was pretty cool. If you are a history lover, this place is an absolute goldmine. I mean, the Chateau Frontenac doesn't just hint at its past, it celebrates it. And I covered this in the last episode last week at the Chateau Laurier in Ottawa, how they put their railway hotel history on full display. But the Chateau Frontenac does it on level 10 because keep in mind, this location is 20 years shy of having almost half a millennium of history. From documenting the French way of life and their culture, to the evolution of the fort into the Chateau St. Louis, the 7 Years' War that shaped the future of Canada at the Battle of Quebec, to how we got today's Chateau Frontenac. And I focused a lot on the tourism aspects for all the other episodes in the series, and don't get me wrong, Quebec City has a lot of things to do, but the historical aspect alone is absolutely worth the price of admission. And afterwards, we'd head back to the chateau, where I took my mom for an English tradition and a staple, afternoon tea. And the Chateau Frontenac team hosts it in this absolutely stunning restaurant, Place Dufferin. A dining room where it literally looks like they pulled it straight off the movie set of Titanic. I mean, let me know in the comments section if you agree or disagree with that, but regardless, it is visually stunning. Now, if you don't know anything about afternoon tea, this was an English tradition that really took off when Queen Victoria partook in it. And it's essentially its namesake tea, coupled with a couple sweet and savory treats, but not too big. Obviously, you don't want too much bloating, so they were very small in size, but at the Chateau Frontenac, they start the service off with an orange-infused rice pudding that is, to be honest, a lot better than it has any right to be. It's fantastic. And next up, 4 minutes on the clock to allow the Earl Grey tea to steep properly, and the house-made scones would arrive warm, and following a modest topping of clotted cream and mixed berry jam. To be honest, I don't know if it gets any better than this. It's pretty awesome, and Mom was loving every second of it. The scones were soft, the cream was smooth, the jam was fantastic. It's a great start to an afternoon tea. Now after that, a 3-tiered tower of treats would arrive, composed of cucumber sandwiches, a foie gras burger, shrimp ceviche, a pistachio and raspberry cake, and an apple pie that was hands down the undisputed greatest apple pie, greatest apple piece I think I've ever had in my life. All in all, this was a masterfully executed afternoon tea service, and considering that the Chateau is committed to not using a single processed oil, artificial sweetener, or preservative on anything in the menu, that's something I can completely get behind as a former professional athlete.